Hello, welcome back to Intuitive Insights. I was going to add visuals this week, but I hurt my wrist and I need to lay off the computer a little bit. So, one more with just audio. And today I'm going to do a reading/healing on climate change. As always, I'm sending healing energy to climate change, and that's when I get images and intuitive information. I know some topics can be hard to hear about, and what I receive seems more system nervous friendly. Stories are how we shared our lives and learned how to be in the world for millions of years. Our minds are biased towards danger for survival reasons, and just because we can imagine the worst possible outcome doesn't mean we're predicting the future. Scary things sell, and that revs up our fight-flight response even more. But stories are a wonderful way to regulate our nervous system. I hope my reading/healing support that. As I start to send healing to climate change, I'm getting very warm. My hands are very hot. And I see the sheriff from, I can't remember the name of the show. He's a Native American and he's a police officer. And suddenly I'm out in space and I see the Earth from space. Now I see a cat with a collar, and the collar is too tight. And the cat is just kind of looking around like, what's going on here? Putting its head down and sad. It's just sad. Then I see a dragon. In one of the spirit animal decks I work with, I get images from whatever deck I'm working with. And the dragon is visionary and sees the beauty in us and knows without doubt the innovation and transformation we're capable of. And right here at the beginning, we have signs of hope. The wisdom of the earth, any image I get of indigenous people, always indicates to me that ancient wisdom of how to live congruent with all that is. And the earth like a cat with too tight a collar and feeling sad. But sadness is the emotion that helps us shed the past and old habits. Everyone's always talking about the importance of letting go, but apologizes for crying. But sadness helps us let go, and letting that sadness helps us is so healthy. It's very hard to embrace innovation when we're focused on habits from the past that aren't helping our present or our future. Now I see an opening like a valve in a heart, opening and closing, opening and closing. I see a dolphin with its head above the water, looking up at the sky, and it's opening and closing its mouth slowly. I hear the words, "I see you." And a camel. I see a camel with its mouth wide open, and it's red inside, like a red light from inside its body is coming out its mouth. It's opening and closing its mouth slowly, and then it's closing its mouth and rounding its lips. Now it's spewing a stream of red lava or red light coming out of the lips. Camels are in it for the long haul, determined, but the red to me seems defiant. The coolness of the health-giving dolphin and the red-hot heat of determined defiance from the camel seems restorative, all a hands-on-deck type of imperative. Let's heal and let's get moving. I see a lot of lava, a bed of lava that looks, it's kind of got a face. With the opening and closing of mouths, I'm going to ask, what do you need to heal? I immediately see an elephant, and then a man crouching down in the savannah in what I think is Africa. With one knee up, looking at the ground in a river, he's putting a piece of grass in his mouth like, I'm thinking stance. I think I know what this is about. There's a man in Africa whose family owned a large cattle ranch, and most of the wild animals had left. The land was barren. He figured out, or more likely the local trackers told him, if the river banks were repaired, the grass and other plants that kept the dirt from choking the river and the fish, that the wild animals would return. The cheetahs, the lions, and the giraffe would all come back, and it worked. It's now a flourishing nature preserve and I think an eco-lodge type place. But yes, we can repair the damage done by things like cattle grazing and return the ecosystem to its full-on flourishing for all animals. We need to think innovatively and hang on. I see a woman in a river in the water in a canyon, and there's a rock sticking out with markings on it like Aztec or Mayan. It's a wheel. It's a wheel coming out, and she's holding on to the lower part of the wheel. the part she can reach from the water. And I see someone painting, an artist painting on an easel, a woman. She's got curly hair, thick, curly black hair. She's painting a wheel on the canvas. And I'm seeing Big Bird, kind of like a Big Bird type character, and his hair is being blown back. And now it's a sheep. Oh, it's a black sheep. And then I see a dog rolling over and another animal tending to it and licking it. That's a bit to unwind there. The woman in the water, immersed in the current. Woman connecting people together. She's in the current of her emotions and intuition. She's reaching for the wheel that, for me, would signify that ancient knowledge again, ancient practices, and holding on to that while being in the flow. The painting, the woman painting, so not just innovation and time-honored wisdom, but our own modern creativity and artistry as well. And the black sheep, love the image of the black sheep here, because those are the people who will need to listen to most, the unique ideas and not sticking with the status quo. I'm seeing the dragon eye, and it's kind of retracted into a cave. I see a very ancient person. They're putting their hand up to their face. Their fingers are folded over, but not in a fist. They're putting their hand up to the side of their face and pulling it down a little bit, and then pulling it down a little bit more, and then a little bit more. This is sign language. I don't know this sign. If you do, please let me know in the comments. Thank you. And then there's something in the ear of the rock-faced person, almost like their face is part of this craggy rock. What's in the ear? And I see an elephant and a horse. The horse is facing me. It's flicking its tail. There was something in the ear that was like part technology and part beadwork. And I see a great big funnel of energy going into the ear, and great big elephant with great big ears. I see giant hands putting their hands on the top of the earth and then moving their hands about halfway down and then turning their hands out and kind of flipping their hands, like flipping off energy, like moving something off, or like an energy healing or clearing. I just heard, and this is kind of odd, I heard they come here for the healing. They come here for the healing. Interesting. Who's they? Who comes here for the healing? I'm seeing a whale. I see the earth from space now with this blue-green light emanating from it. There are peaks and valleys or chutes and areas of longer streams of energy, of this blue-green energy. It's a funny idea that anything would come here for healing, like we're an interstellar health spa. Maybe we're inhabiting a living, breathing ball of healing energy and we've lost how to tap in for ourselves. Instantly, I get this funny image, a cricket showing off its muscle on like its bicep, someone showing off their strength. We may be small, but we might be mightier than we know. I think we need to get really curious about crickets and how they thrive. I see the rock craggy face again, formed out of rocks, and now the whole body like a skeleton is part of the earth, all made out of rocks. And then I see a rocky opening into the earth, like an opening, and it's got rocks on either side. Now it's the rock person's clavicle, and somebody's hands are moving down the front of the body, like an energy healing again, on this part of the stone part human figure. I just heard the word fortitude. Then someone's moving their hands down the front of the body, then the man is getting a massage on his neck. Maybe dig deep, a rocky road until we're fleshed out, getting re-earthed. I'm making up a word. Re-earthed. Or just knowing, remembering we are part of earth before we can. And then I see an elephant, the famous mover of obstacles in a puff of smoke like a small explosion. And then again a cricket showing off its biceps again. This cricket is very proud. Did I mention a cricket in a previous reading as a sign of wealth? I think so. Maybe humans put their wealth towards what will help climate change. That seems to be it for today. Lots to contemplate. Our own healing capacity. Earth might be a massive ball of healing energy. Who knew? We may need lots of innovation, creativity, fused with determination, and tap into our ancient knowledge, an investment of wealth. And yay for the power of the black sheep of our collective human family. We are the innovators. disparaged in our own time, but we persist, thank goodness. Thanks for listening. Thanks for playing along. Until next time.